Hello YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Vanessa. So in today's video, I'm sure I'm looking a little crazy and tired. I do have a portion of my eyes done and my foundation because today we're going to be reviewing a new concealer. This is the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Concealer. So let me just give you guys some quick info on this concealer so that we can start applying it. So this is supposed to be a full coverage, weightless, and waterproof concealer with microspherical powders that blur and brighten for up to 16 hours of skin perfection. I love that this is waterproof because if you guys don't know, I have the world's wateriest eyes. Like sometimes by the end of the day, like there's areas where I don't have any concealer left because the water from my eyes just made it disappear. So it's supposed to have a natural finish. It's good for normal, dry, and combo skin and oily. And this is supposed to be a crease resistant, light diffusing liquid concealer that blends seamlessly into skin and diffuses the look of pores and fine lines. The highly pigmented formula evens skin tone to conceal the appearance of dark circles, blemishes, and other imperfections for a smooth, natural, and airbrushed finish. When you hear airplanes, don't you sometimes wish you were on them on your way to like a secret vacation or something so that nobody could bother you? Anyways, yeah, so it does come in 22 shades. I was watching some reviews and people were like, oh my gosh, the shade range is so good. Anyways, we're really gonna put that crease resistant claim to the test. Concealers usually do not crease on me. It has happened, but they usually don't crease on me. And I actually saw a lot of mixed reviews about this. Some people loved it. They said their under eye area looked perfect, and some other people, like immediately after applying it, it creased on them. So I'm a little scared about that, but I am excited. And they do advise that to use it, you only need to like place 3 dots under your eye and blend it either with a brush, sponge, or your finger. But am I gonna do that? No. So if this goes south, I don't know. So I did get the shade Apricot. It's pretty light, but I like that it had a peachy undertone. I do prefer my concealers to have a peachy undertone just for a little bit of a color correcting effect. This is what the packaging looks like, very fancy schmancy. It's a frosted tube and you do get a wand applicator. I actually really like the applicator because it's pretty large and oh no girl, no. Can y'all see that? It's pretty large and it is oval shaped, so it has like a little tip at the front, which I like, which makes it easier to get in the inner corners. But yeah, oh, I also heard this dries down pretty fast, so I'm gonna do one eye at a time, which I usually don't do. And we're gonna be using I'll use a brush on this side and then a sponge on this side. All right, so not to OD, I'm only gonna add that little bit first. And I did hear people saying that this was thick. This is not thick, honey. Tarte shades ain't this thick. This is like in the middle. Oh, this is the Morphe M173 brush. She a little dirty, but it don't matter, okay? Alright, so yeah, that little bit certainly went a long way. This blended out super easily and it's looking really nice. I am going to add a little more just for personal preferences, so I don't necessarily need it, but I'm extra. Okay, so far coverage is great. It does look nice, however I wouldn't say it looks airbrushed, at least not with the brush. We're gonna see how it performs on the sponge side. Oh, but you guys can already tell, look at how dead I look on this side, and then look at this side. Nice. I thought this shade was gonna be too light, but I think this shade is perfectly fine. On the brush side, it looks more full coverage. However, I prefer the appearance of the concealer when I blend it out with the sponge. So I am gonna add a little more on here. And like right now it is creasing, but like that always happens to me. Like before my concealer's set, before I set it with powder, it always creases. So that's not like alarming. Alright guys, actually now I don't know which side I prefer, because I do like the way that the sponge side blends out, but I do believe that the brush side provides a fuller coverage. And actually when the foundation when the concealer finally dries down and sets on its own, it does look pretty airbrushed. Also, I do remember seeing people say, oh, if you apply more than 3 dots of concealer under the eye, it's gonna look cakey and heavy and it's gonna feel heavy. And that is not the case for me. I do not think it looks cakey, and it certainly does not feel heavy. Okay, so I'm gonna set these under eyes, and on the right side I want to use the Hourglass setting powder. I actually don't like this for setting my under eyes, but I want to see how it's gonna work with the concealer since they're from the same brand. And on this side I'm gonna do my usual routine, which is setting my under eyes with the Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Pound Cake. Alright, so again, this is the Hourglass setting powder side, and then this is the Huda Beauty setting powder side. I prefer the Huda Beauty side. I don't know if I'm just being biased, because from the beginning, I've never liked the Hourglass setting powder on my under eyes. I just feel like it looks drier. My under eyes look drier on that side, and this side looks a little more flawless. But the concealer itself actually looks really nice so far. And I mean, I know I just applied it, but no creasing. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the way my under eyes look right now. So I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup off camera, and then I'll be back and we can talk a little more. Alright, you guys, I'm back. So if you guys like this look, actually, you should follow me on Instagram and be on the lookout, because I will be posting a mini tutorial on it. I'm going to show you guys how everything looks in natural light, and I'm also going to be doing a wear test today. Alright guys, so I wanted to show you what my makeup looks like in natural light. I feel like my under eyes, sorry if I look weird. I'm looking at my reflection on the camera, not the lens. And I think my under eyes look pretty smooth, pretty good. I'm really liking it so far. It is currently, I'm blind, I cannot see. It is currently 2:20 in the afternoon. I will be doing a wear test. I want to see how this concealer is going to hold up. I want to see if there's going to be any creasing, because if there is no creasing whatsoever, that's how I know it's a good concealer. Well, one of the things, in my opinion, that makes a concealer good. So yeah, I will check back in with you guys later. Alright you guys, I'm back. It's been 5 hours since I applied this concealer, and as you guys saw in the close-up, I feel like it's still looking pretty nice. I feel like you can honestly barely tell the difference between like the powders on camera. You know how I use different powders on each eye, but I personally preferred the Huda side, but it did not crease on me, which is a plus. I didn't see like any of my dark circles peeking through, so the concealer stayed consistent throughout the day. If you guys see any darkness, it's my mascara from my huge lashes. Just every time I close my eyes, I get mascara on my under eyes. Sorry I'm out of breath, y'all. I'm looking a little oily, if I do say so myself, so please disregard that. But yeah, I actually really like the way this concealer wears. I think it's really nice. Would I say you need this concealer in your life? I think it's all about personal preference. I think it's a nice concealer. It's definitely not the best concealer I've ever tried, but it is really nice. I also think that it photographs really nicely. So overall, out of 10, I would probably give this concealer an 8.5. I think it's really nice. I definitely prefer, for example, the Tarte Shape Tape, but This has some things that I like that the Tarte Shape Tape doesn't have. This is waterproof. The Tarte Shape Tape is not waterproof, and I have really watery eyes, so sometimes that can get messy. I really like that this survived my super watery eyes. That's amazing. I like that it's like matte, but it's like a natural matte, so it's not drying. The Tarte Shape Tape can be drying at times. And I like that this is not as thick as the Tarte Shape Tape, but personally I don't really care how thick my concealers are. They never usually bother me. Like it never feels heavy under the eye. But yeah, those are my final thoughts on this concealer. Let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time.